Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, and every meal you eat are all connected in ways most people never imagine. Inside your body lies a silent conversation between your mind and your gut that shapes how you feel, think, and live. This powerful connection influences not only your digestion but also your mood, stress levels, and even your decisions. Science now confirms what ancient wisdom long suspected: your gut is not just a digestive organ, it's your body's second brain. Dr. Emmeran Meyer, a leading expert in neuroscience and gastroenterology, reveals in The Mind-Gut Connection how this hidden dialogue works. Through decades of research, he uncovers how signals travel between the brain and the gut, guided by nerves, hormones, and trillions of tiny microbes living within you. These microbes don't just affect your stomach, they can alter your emotions, focus, and resilience to stress. This audiobook will take you on a fascinating journey through this inner world, where science meets intuition, and where your daily habits shape both mental clarity and physical health. By the end, you'll understand that healing the gut can mean healing the mind, and that true wellness begins within. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring audiobooks that help you understand your body, your mind, and the powerful connection between them. Chapter 1: The Mind-Body Connection is Real. For many years, people believed that the mind and body were separate, that our thoughts had little to do with our physical health. But science has shown something very different. Every emotion, every thought, and every belief we hold has a real, measurable effect on the body. When we are happy, our heart beats more smoothly, our muscles relax, and our immune system becomes stronger. When we are sad or stressed, our body tightens, our breathing changes, and our energy fades. Think about how your body reacts when you are nervous. Your stomach tightens, your palms sweat, your heart races. These reactions are not random, they are proof that the mind and body are always communicating. The brain sends signals through hormones and nerves, changing how every part of the body behaves. This constant conversation between thoughts and cells is what keeps us alive and balanced. Modern research in psychology and medicine confirms that mental states can shape physical health. Chronic stress, for example, weakens the immune system, increases inflammation, and leads to illnesses like heart disease. On the other hand, calmness, optimism, and gratitude have been shown to speed recovery and even extend life. It's not magic, it's biology. The chemicals produced by positive emotions help the body heal and function better. When we take care of our mind, we take care of our body. Meditation, journaling, prayer, or simply spending time in nature can bring peace to the mind, which in turn relaxes the body. Even a few deep breaths can lower stress hormones and help us feel more grounded. Small habits like these can create powerful changes in both physical and emotional well-being. Understanding this connection also gives us hope. It reminds us that we are not helpless against illness or fatigue, we have the power to influence our health from within. Our thoughts, words, and attitudes are part of our medicine. The body listens to the language of the mind every single day. In the end, the mind-body connection is not just an idea, it is the foundation of true healing. When the mind is at peace, the body follows. And when the body feels strong, the mind grows clearer and calmer. Together, they form a perfect partnership, one that can guide us toward a healthier, happier life. Chapter 2: How the Mind Communicates with the Gut. The connection between the brain and the gut is one of the most fascinating relationships in the human body. Scientists often call the gut our second brain because it has its own network of over 100 million nerve cells that constantly communicate with the brain. This powerful link explains why emotions can affect digestion, and why gut problems can influence mood. When you feel anxious before an exam or excited about good news, that flutter in your stomach is your brain talking to your gut. The main pathway for this communication is a long nerve called the vagus nerve. It runs from the brainstem all the way down to the abdomen, carrying messages in both directions. When the brain senses stress or fear, it can send signals through the vagus nerve that slow digestion or tighten the stomach muscles. When the brain feels calm and safe, the same nerve helps the gut relax and function smoothly. It's like a two-way radio, keeping the mind and body in constant conversation. But the vagus nerve isn't the only messenger. The brain and gut also talk through chemical signals, hormones, and neurotransmitters. For example, the hormone cortisol rises when we are under stress, affecting how quickly food moves through the digestive system. Meanwhile, serotonin, that feel-good chemical, is mostly produced in the gut. That means your mood depends partly on what's happening in your digestive system. A happy gut often supports a happy mind. Food also plays an important role in this dialogue. What we eat influences the gut bacteria, which in turn send messages to the brain. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and fiber helps these bacteria thrive, keeping communication smooth and positive. On the other hand, processed foods and too much sugar can disturb this balance, leading to poor digestion and even mood swings. The saying "you are what you eat" is more scientific than we once thought. Stress can easily disrupt this delicate system. When the mind is overwhelmed, the gut feels it too, leading to issues like bloating, nausea, or cramps. Learning to calm the mind through breathing exercises, mindfulness, or gentle movement helps restore balance. The gut listens closely to every emotional whisper, so peace of mind often begins with emotional awareness. Understanding how the mind communicates with the gut gives us the power to care for both more wisely. Every thought, meal, and feeling plays a part in this beautiful, hidden conversation. When we nurture both the brain and the gut, they work together in harmony, supporting digestion, emotion, and overall well-being in ways we are only beginning to understand. Chapter 3: How Your Gut Talks to Your Brain. Communication between your gut and brain doesn't go in one direction, it's a constant, two-way conversation. Just as the brain sends signals that influence digestion, the gut sends messages back that shape how we feel, think, and even act. This fascinating back and forth is why the gut is often called the second brain. Hidden deep inside your abdomen, it silently influences your emotions, your focus, and your sense of calm more than you might imagine. The gut communicates with the brain through nerves, hormones, and chemical messengers. The vagus nerve, the main bridge between them, carries information upward from the gut to the brain at incredible speed. When your stomach is calm and healthy, it sends signals of balance and safety, helping the brain relax. But when your gut is irritated or inflamed, it can trigger feelings of anxiety or discomfort, even if nothing else seems wrong. One of the key players in this communication is the microbiome, the vast community of trillions of bacteria living inside your intestines. These tiny organisms don't just digest food, they also produce chemicals that affect your mood, memory, and behavior. Some bacteria create serotonin, dopamine, and other neurotransmitters that are essential for happiness and motivation. When your microbiome is balanced, you're more likely to feel calm, focused, and emotionally stable. However, when this balance is disturbed by stress, poor diet, lack of sleep, or antibiotics, the gut's messages to the brain can change dramatically. You may experience mood swings, fatigue, or even trouble making decisions. Scientists have found that people with anxiety or depression often have imbalances in their gut bacteria, showing just how deeply this hidden system can influence the mind. The good news is that you can nurture your microbiome and strengthen this communication. Eating a variety of whole foods, especially fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, and probiotics, helps the gut thrive. Simple habits like drinking enough water, sleeping well, and managing stress also support the healthy exchange of signals between the gut and brain. When we care for our gut, we're not just improving digestion, we're supporting our emotional and mental well-being. Every meal, breath, and mindful pause contributes to this delicate balance. Listening to your gut isn't just a figure of speech, it's an act of self-awareness. The more harmony you create within, the clearer and kinder your mind becomes. Before we continue the book, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Your support helps us bring you more amazing audiobooks every week. Chapter 4: A Microbe-Speak, a key component of the gut-brain dialogue. Inside your gut lives a vast community of microscopic beings, trillions of them, known as microbes. These tiny organisms include bacteria, viruses, and fungi, all living together in a delicate balance. For a long time, scientists thought they were simply passengers helping with digestion. But now we know they do much more. These microbes actually speak to your brain, sending messages that influence your thoughts, emotions, and overall health. It's like having an entire hidden language inside your body, one that connects your belly to your mind. This communication happens through what researchers call the gut-brain axis. Microbes release chemical signals that travel through the bloodstream and the vagus nerve, reaching the brain within seconds. They can influence how much serotonin, the happiness hormone, or cortisol, the stress hormone, your body produces. When the gut's microbial balance is healthy, these messages promote calmness, focus, and emotional stability. But when harmful bacteria outnumber the good ones, the signals can become distorted, leading to anxiety, low mood, or fatigue. What makes this discovery revolutionary is that it changes how we see ourselves. The brain is no longer the sole ruler of our emotions, it's part of a partnership. Your microbes are like a silent orchestra, playing tunes that the brain interprets as feelings, cravings, or energy levels. This means that what you eat, how you live, and how you feel are all deeply connected through this microbial conversation. Even your cravings can be influenced by these tiny organisms. Some bacteria thrive on sugar or processed food and may ask for more by triggering certain brain signals. Meanwhile, beneficial microbes flourish when you feed them with fiber, fruits, and fermented foods. So when you choose a healthy meal, you're not just nourishing yourself, you're teaching your inner microbes to communicate in a healthier way. Modern science now links microbial imbalance to conditions like depression, anxiety, obesity, and even neurodegenerative diseases. But the encouraging news is that this balance can be restored. By eating mindfully, reducing stress, sleeping well, and avoiding unnecessary antibiotics, you can rebuild your gut ecosystem and allow your microbes to speak positively again. Understanding Microbe-Speak gives us a new perspective on healing. It reminds us that wellness isn't only about the mind or the body, it's about the harmony between both, orchestrated by the smallest living beings within us. When we listen to our gut and nurture its microscopic world, we're also caring for the mind that depends on it. Chapter 5: Unhealthy Memories, the Effects of Early Life Experiences on the Gut-Brain Dialogue. Our bodies remember more than our minds sometimes do. Experiences from early childhood, moments of fear, neglect, comfort, or love, leave deep imprints not only on our emotions but also on the physical systems that keep us alive. Science now shows that these early life experiences shape how the gut and brain communicate with each other. When a child grows up in a stressful or unstable environment, their developing nervous system learns to stay alert, expecting danger even when none is present. This state of constant tension becomes written into the body, influencing gut function for decades to come. The gut, often called the second brain, reacts strongly to emotional distress. In children exposed to chronic stress or trauma, the communication lines between the brain and gut can become disrupted. The vagus nerve, the main messenger between the two, may lose sensitivity, making it harder for the body to calm down after stress. Over time, this can lead to issues like irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, or depression. It's as if the gut has learned a language of fear that echoes throughout life. What makes this discovery powerful is its reminder that emotional and physical health cannot be separated. A stressful childhood doesn't only shape thoughts or behaviors, it molds the gut's microbial balance, hormone levels, and immune responses. Scientists have found that children who experience trauma tend to have a less diverse gut microbiome, which may affect their mood regulation and even their resilience to illness later on. The body and mind grow together, learning from every emotional experience, pleasant or painful. But the story doesn't end there. The human body is remarkably adaptive, always looking for ways to heal and restore balance. Through mindfulness, therapy, healthy nutrition, and relaxation techniques, the brain-gut dialogue can slowly be reprogrammed. It's possible to teach the body a new emotional language, one built on safety, calmness, and trust instead of fear. This process takes patience and compassion. Every deep breath, every nourishing meal, and every moment of emotional awareness tells your gut, you are safe now. The nervous system begins to relax, the microbes start to thrive again, and the brain receives gentler, more positive messages. Healing becomes a dialogue of kindness within yourself. The lesson is profound. The wounds of the past can shape your biology, but they do not define your destiny. By nurturing both mind and gut, we can replace old patterns of tension with a new rhythm of peace. It's never too late to rewrite the story your body remembers. Chapter 6: A New Understanding of Emotions. For most of human history, emotions were believed to live solely in the mind, creations of the brain, invisible but powerful. Yet science is now revealing something extraordinary. Our emotions are deeply connected to what happens in the gut. Every feeling of joy, fear, calm, or anxiety begins as a physical experience shaped by the body's internal signals. The gut doesn't just digest food, it helps digest emotions too. This new understanding changes the way we see ourselves, not as minds floating above the body, but as beings whose thoughts and feelings are woven through every cell. When you feel nervous before a big event and your stomach tightens, that's not your imagination. The gut reacts instantly to emotional stress, releasing hormones and neurotransmitters that echo through the body. At the same time, the brain listens to the gut's messages, adjusting your mood, attention, and even decision-making. This two-way communication creates a living emotional feedback loop. Your mind influences your gut, and your gut, in turn, influences how you think and feel. Inside your intestines, billions of microbes are also part of this emotional orchestra. They produce chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, the same ones responsible for happiness and calmness in the brain. When your gut microbiome is balanced and healthy, it supports emotional stability. But when it's disturbed by stress, poor diet, or antibiotics, it can trigger feelings of sadness, irritability, or anxiety. The gut becomes not just a mirror of emotion, but a player in shaping it. Understanding this connection offers new hope for managing emotions in healthier ways. Instead of trying to fight anxiety or depression only with thoughts, we can also care for the body, nourishing it with good food, rest, and mindfulness. Healing the gut can help calm the mind, and calming the mind helps the gut heal. It's a cycle of recovery built on cooperation, not resistance. Emotions are not enemies to be controlled, but messages to be understood. A feeling of fear may be your body's way of saying it needs rest or safety. A wave of sadness might signal imbalance in your internal world. Listening to these signals, rather than ignoring them, allows you to restore harmony between mind and body. This deeper understanding transforms how we approach emotional well-being. True emotional balance is not found by silencing the mind, but by listening to the whispers of the gut. When both speak the same language of care, awareness, and nourishment, the result is not just peace of mind, but peace of being. Chapter 7: Understanding Intuitive Decision-Making. We've all had moments when we just knew something without being able to explain why. Maybe you met someone and immediately felt you could trust them, or sensed that a situation wasn't right, even before seeing any proof. This instinctive feeling, often called a gut feeling, isn't just a poetic expression. Science now shows that intuition has a biological foundation, rooted in the complex communication between the brain and the gut. Your body often knows what your mind has not yet processed. The gut is lined with over 100 million nerve cells, a second brain that constantly gathers information from the world around and inside you. It processes emotional signals, sensory inputs, and past experiences, sending rapid messages to the brain through the vagus nerve. When you sense something without reasoning it out, it's often your gut translating subtle patterns your conscious mind missed. This instinctive process evolved as a survival mechanism, helping our ancestors make quick decisions in uncertain or dangerous situations. Modern life may not require escaping predators, but our gut instincts still guide us through complex choices, from relationships to careers. For instance, when a job opportunity feels off, or when a person's smile seems forced, that uneasy feeling in your stomach is a form of intuitive intelligence. The gut integrates emotional memories and physiological responses faster than the brain can rationalize them. It's not irrational, it's pre-rational, a deeper layer of awareness working silently within you. However, not every gut reaction is accurate. When stress, anxiety, or unhealthy habits disrupt your gut microbiome, your internal signals can become distorted. A bad feeling may stem not from intuition but from imbalance or fear. Learning to distinguish between the two is part of developing emotional intelligence. A calm, balanced gut sends clearer messages to the mind, while a stressed one can cloud your judgment. This is why caring for your digestive and emotional health strengthens your intuition. You can train your intuitive sense by practicing mindfulness and paying attention to your body's cues. Take a moment before making a decision to breathe deeply and notice how your body feels. Is there tightness, ease, or warmth? Often, your gut communicates through sensations long before words arise. Trusting this language takes patience, awareness, and practice, but over time, it becomes a powerful compass. Ultimately, intuitive decision-making is not magic, it's biology and experience working together. The gut and brain form a partnership where knowledge meets feeling, and reason meets instinct. When both are in harmony, you make choices that align not just with logic, but with the deeper truth of who you are. That is the quiet wisdom of the gut, a voice that speaks softly, yet leads with remarkable clarity. Before we continue the book, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Your support helps us bring you more amazing audiobooks every week. Chapter 8: The Role of Food, Lessons from Hunter-Gatherers. Long before supermarkets and fast food, our ancestors lived in close harmony with nature. Hunter-gatherers ate what the earth provided: fresh fruits, wild vegetables, roots, nuts, and lean meats. Their diet was rich in natural fibers, healthy fats, and nutrients that supported not only physical strength but also mental clarity. These ancient humans had no knowledge of gut bacteria, yet their way of eating naturally nourished the complex ecosystem within their digestive systems. Modern science now reveals that their food choices shaped a balanced gut-brain connection that most of us have lost today. The hunter-gatherer diet was incredibly diverse. Every season brought new foods, new flavors, and new microbes. This variety helped their gut microbiome, the community of trillions of bacteria in the intestines, thrive. In contrast, our modern diet is narrow and repetitive, filled with processed foods, sugar, and artificial additives. These substances starve beneficial microbes while feeding harmful ones, leading to inflammation, mood changes, and even poor decision-making. The simplicity of ancient eating habits was, in truth, a form of biological wisdom. One key lesson we can learn is the importance of natural, unprocessed food. Fresh vegetables, whole grains, and fermented products like yogurt or kimchi introduce beneficial bacteria to the gut. These foods not only improve digestion but also influence the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, the feel-good chemical that affects mood and sleep. In hunter-gatherer communities, food was medicine. They didn't eat for pleasure alone, they ate to live in balance with their environment. Another important factor was rhythm. Ancient humans ate according to daylight and activity, not constant snacking or midnight meals. This gave their digestive systems time to rest and reset, allowing energy to flow efficiently between the gut and brain. Modern research supports this pattern. Fasting periods and mindful eating can restore harmony to your internal systems. The timing of meals can be just as important as the food itself when it comes to gut-brain health. The social side of food also played a vital role. Hunter-gatherers shared meals, told stories, and connected emotionally while eating. This sense of community lowered stress levels and promoted relaxation, both essential for healthy digestion. Today, eating often happens in isolation or distraction, in front of screens or during stressful work breaks. Reclaiming the ritual of shared, mindful eating can bring back not just physical health, but emotional balance as well. By looking back at our ancestors, we find timeless wisdom for modern wellness. Their way of eating was simple, connected, and guided by nature's rhythm. Returning to these roots doesn't mean abandoning modern life, but rather restoring the natural dialogue between body and food. When you nourish your gut the way evolution intended, your mind responds with clarity, calm, and vitality, a reminder that every bite is not just nutrition, but communication between your inner worlds. Chapter 9: The Onslaught of the North American Diet, What Evolution Did Not Foresee. For millions of years, human evolution shaped our bodies and minds to thrive on natural, whole foods. Our ancestors relied on fresh plants, wild meats, and unprocessed grains. But in just a few generations, everything changed. The modern North American diet, filled with refined sugar, artificial fats, and processed meals, has overwhelmed the very systems that once kept us in balance. Evolution could never have prepared the human gut or brain for this sudden invasion of chemicals and empty calories. Today, we eat faster, sweeter, and more often than ever before. Supermarkets overflow with colorful packages designed to attract the eye, not to nourish the body. These ultra-processed foods are engineered for taste, not health. They flood the bloodstream with sugar, causing spikes in insulin and stress hormones that throw off the brain's delicate chemistry. The gut, which once thrived on fiber and natural diversity, is now under attack. Its microbiome, the community of good bacteria, weakens, allowing harmful microbes to dominate. The result is inflammation, fatigue, anxiety, and even depression. From a scientific point of view, this is a crisis of communication. The gut and brain are still speaking, but their messages are distorted by our modern diet. When you consume too much sugar or processed fat, your gut sends distress signals to the brain, which responds with cravings and mood swings. It becomes a vicious cycle: eat, feel bad, crave more, repeat. Over time, this cycle disconnects you from the natural cues that once guided healthy eating and emotional balance. The North American diet also disrupts another ancient pattern: our relationship with time. Fast food and convenience eating have erased the rhythm of meals, replacing mindful eating with constant snacking. Our ancestors ate according to daylight and physical activity. Now, we eat under artificial lights, at desks, or in cars. The body never gets a true rest, and the gut never finds its natural pace. This constant overload exhausts the digestive and nervous systems, reducing clarity, focus, and emotional resilience. Yet, the problem is not just personal, it's cultural. The food industry thrives on instant satisfaction, marketing quick fixes for hunger and happiness. But real nourishment takes time. The way we eat reflects the way we live: hurried, disconnected, and overstimulated. To reclaim our health, we must challenge this system and remember what food truly means: connection, energy, and life. Reversing the damage begins with awareness. By choosing real, whole foods and slowing down to enjoy them, we start restoring the lost dialogue between brain and gut. It's not about restriction or guilt, it's about remembering what evolution designed us for. Every meal can either feed inflammation or feed balance. The choice is ours. When we eat in harmony with our biology, we rediscover the energy, focus, and emotional stability that modern life has stolen. Chapter 10: The Simple Road Toward Wellness and Optimal Health. In our fast and noisy world, true wellness often feels like something distant, a dream rather than a daily reality. Yet, the path to feeling calm, clear, and balanced is far simpler than most imagine. It begins with awareness, noticing how your body reacts to what you eat, how you move, how you think, and how you rest. The body and mind are not separate, they are partners in an ongoing conversation. When you listen to both, you begin to create harmony inside yourself. A healthy connection between the brain and the gut is one of the keys to this balance. The gut sends constant messages to the brain, shaping our moods, energy, and focus. In turn, the brain influences how our gut functions. A poor diet, stress, or lack of sleep can easily disrupt this link. But when we nourish it with care, our emotions stabilize, our thinking clears, and our vitality returns. Nutrition plays a central role. Focus on whole foods that come from nature rather than a factory: colorful vegetables, fresh fruits, whole grains, nuts, and fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi. These feed the good bacteria in your gut, which act like tiny guardians for your mind and body. Drinking enough water and avoiding processed sugar are small changes that can make a big difference. Equally important is lifestyle. Regular movement, even something as simple as a daily walk, helps digestion, reduces stress, and improves circulation. Deep breathing, meditation, or quiet moments of reflection can calm your nervous system, allowing your gut and brain to breathe together in peace. Sleep should never be neglected. It's the time when the body restores, repairs, and rebalances. Another key to wellness is emotional care. Stress and negative emotions can disturb digestion just as much as unhealthy food. Surround yourself with positivity, kind people, meaningful work, and moments of gratitude. Laughter, sunlight, and time in nature act like gentle medicine, reminding you of life's simple beauty. True wellness is not a complex formula or a strict plan. It's a gentle rhythm of nourishment, movement, rest, and joy. The road toward health doesn't require perfection, only consistency and awareness. When you live with care for your body and respect for your inner signals, you'll discover that wellness isn't something you chase. It's something you naturally become. True health is not a final destination, it's a lifelong journey of balance, awareness, and gentle care. Every small choice you make, from what you eat to how you breathe, shapes the way your body and mind feel. Wellness doesn't demand perfection, it simply asks for attention, to listen when your body whispers, to rest when you're tired, and to nourish yourself with kindness and gratitude. When you begin to understand the deep connection between your brain, your gut, and your emotions, you realize that healing isn't just physical, it's emotional and spiritual too. A calm mind supports a healthy body, and a healthy body feeds a peaceful mind. This beautiful cycle becomes stronger with every moment you spend living consciously, choosing foods and habits that bring you closer to harmony. In the end, the path to wellness is not about doing more, it's about doing less, but with more meaning. Breathe deeply. Move gently. Eat mindfully. Love fully. When you embrace this simple rhythm, you'll find that true health is not something to be chased, but something that flows naturally from within, a quiet strength, a lasting peace, and a radiant life.